When an expungement of judicial records pertaining to a conviction is ordered, the person convicted of that offense is deemed never to have committed the offense. Under the Expungement of Historically Unjust Convictions Act, the Parole Board of Canada is responsible for making decisions to order an expungement of a conviction. There is no fee to apply for an expungement. If you are applying on behalf of someone else, such as a deceased relative, the legislation allows for an appropriate representative, such as a family member, to apply on their behalf. To help you put together your application, consult the Expungement Application Guide. The Expungement Application Guide can be viewed online, is downloadable, and easy to follow. It details all the steps you need to correctly complete and submit your expungement application. To get started, you should first check if your past conviction is eligible to be considered for an expungement order. Convictions that are eligible include gross indecency, buggery, anal intercourse, or any offense under the National Defence Act that is also an offense under the Expungement Act. In addition, an expungement can only be ordered if all three of the following criteria are met. The sexual activity was between persons of the same sex. That the person or persons involved, other than the person convicted, had given their consent. And that they were 16 years of age or older at the time or subject to a close-in-age defense. In order to demonstrate that your eligible conviction or convictions meet the three expungement criteria, you must attempt to obtain the court and police documents pertaining to your conviction. If you remember the court that heard your case and the police service who arrested you, you can request a copy of your records from them. If neither one has your records on file, you must ask them to confirm this in writing. If they do produce your records, review them closely to confirm your conviction meets the criteria for expungement. Now, if you can't recall the details of your conviction, you can request a copy of your criminal record from the National Repository of Criminal Records, maintained by the RCMP. If you or the deceased person were convicted while serving as a member of the Canadian Armed Forces, you must include a copy of the Military Conduct Sheet as part of your application. Once you receive your records, and if after careful review they do not demonstrate that the criteria for expungement are met, what do? If that's the case, you must provide a sworn statement or solemn declaration signed by a legal representative with your application. Examples of a sworn statement and solemn declaration on your own behalf or for a deceased person, instructions for obtaining a fingerprint-based copy of your criminal record, and how to request a criminal record check can all be found in the application guide. To confirm your identity, a clear photocopy of a valid document that supports your identity must be included with your application. If you're applying on behalf of a deceased person, you must produce a document that supports your relationship with that person, and a document that confirms their death. Once you have gathered all the necessary documents and photocopies, it's time to fill out the expungement application form. The same form can be used for yourself or for the deceased person that you're applying for. The form can be filled out online and then printed and signed. You must answer all questions accurately and completely. Concealing information or making unclear statements might possibly result in your application being turned down. To ensure that your application is complete before mailing it to the Parole Board of Canada, be sure to tick off the following boxes in the expungement application checklist. If you require help in completing your application or have questions, contact us at Parole Board of Canada, 1-800-874-2652, or at expungement-radiation@pbc-clcc.gc.ca. Once received and accepted as complete, applications will be processed as quickly as possible. If your expungement is ordered, the RCMP will destroy or remove any judicial records of your conviction in its custody and notify relevant federal departments or agencies. Relevant courts and any police forces that have your record of conviction will also be notified to do the same.